Tonight was a scary moment in American politics. In fact, it's probably the scariest I can remember. Tonight we watched a major party's presidential candidate stand on a stage and promise that if he is elected, he will put the opposing party's nominee in jail. In jail.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
That's a thing that doesn't happen in American politics. It isn't how we resolve political disagreements. It's a thing that happens in dictatorships. It happens in Russia, where coincidentally Donald Trump has repeatedly praised Vladimir Putin, their strongman leader.
I mean, it also is a person that kills journalists, political opponents, and
invades countries.
And invades countries. Obviously, it would be a concern, would it not?
He's running his country, and at least he's a leader, unlike what we have in this country.
Trump is blasting Hillary Clinton on her emails.
There has never been so many lies, so much deception. There has never been anything like it.
The FBI already said Clinton is not guilty. She was negligent but not criminal. But Trump didn't care about that.
If I win, I am going to instruct my Attorney General to get a special prosecutor to look into your situation.
This is scary. It's something different. It is a major presidential candidate promising to rule like a dictator, not a president. It is a man who's repeatedly praised Vladimir Putin as a strong leader, promising to rule like Vladimir Putin. It is a favorite tactic of Putin to jail his political adversaries. This is a week when we have seen a lot of norm breaking from Donald Trump, a week when we heard his 2005 recording where he bragged about sexual assault, something he dismissed as mere locker room talk tonight. But as offensive as that recording was, this is actually scarier. This is Donald Trump promising to violate one of the most important guardrails of our democracy, the idea that political disagreements are resolved through elections, not through the application of the state's power to your enemies. We've always known Trump has a vengeful streak. He's talked about it in his books. He said that whatever is done unto him, he does 10 times harder onto another. And so it's always been clear that with the power of the presidency, the power to pardon, the power to use the IRS, the power to use the surveillance state, that Trump could do a lot of damage, that Trump would remember his enemies and potentially go after them. But that's always been a theory. It's always been a fear. Tonight, Trump came out and bragged about it. Tonight, Trump came out and promised it. That's something different. And if you thought that a Trump presidency would be somehow guided or restrained by his advisors and his close allies, that was proven wrong tonight too. Before the debate, Trump did, in one of the craziest things I've ever seen in American politics, Trump held a press conference with women who have accused Bill Clinton of sexual misconduct, including, by the way, women whose stories Trump had derided in past years. This was something the Republican Party was begging Trump not to do, that every Republican politician wanted him to stay far away from. But he didn't listen. He's going to do things his way. And at the debate itself, he was asked about an answer his running mate, Mike Pence, gave at the vice presidential debate on Russia.
The provocations by Russia need to be met with American strength. And if Russia chooses to be involved and continue, I should say, to be involved in this barbaric attack on civilians in Aleppo, the United States of America should be prepared to use military force to strike military targets of the Assad regime.
He and I haven't spoken, and I disagree.
He kneecapped Pence in front of the entire country and made it perfectly clear that a Trump presidency is going to be a Trump presidency. It's not going to be a Mike Pence presidency or a Paul Ryan presidency with Trump in some kind of ceremonial role. The compliment I'll pay Trump is that he's always been clear about who he is and what he is. He's been clear about his cruelty, about his immaturity, about how undisciplined he is, about how reckless he is. And he's been clear that he has autocratic tendencies, that he believes the presidency should be a strongman position. You could hear it in tonight's debate when he reacted with disbelief at the idea that Hillary Clinton, when she was junior senator from New York, didn't change the tax code all on her own. This isn't a guy who believes in or respects checks and balances, who believes in or thinks hard about the restraints of the various offices in American democracy. Trump has always been clear about who he is and where he wants to take the country. The only question is if that's where we want to go.